Alright. Addendum to the Tuesday stream. There's apparently added news in Zero of nerfs. Nerfs. Alright, so Crook got restricted. Oh, not restricted, she got nerfed. So Crook, the stand tracker, says GB1. So the old text was, at the end of the battle she boosted, if she's in Harmony state, you put her back to deck and choose one of your rear guards, bounce to hand, and then call a card from hand. Her new skill is GB1, at the end of the battle, is she boosted if the attack hit a Vanguard if she's in Harmony state, then you do the same thing as she did before. But so now you have to hit the Vanguard when she boosts. So, big nerf. Spearhead, Unicorn, and Napada. Oh no! ZTBs got restricted too? No, but I really like playing ZTBs. Oh, okay, so they choice restricted Napada with Split Pegasus, the Stride, and they restricted Spearhead Unicorn with Metal Party Dragon. So you just play one or the other. It's a bit of a shame, but I guess he did do a bit too many multi-attacks. I mean, Split Pegasus is a good stride. It's your best first stride for ZTBs. So, pretty good, I guess. You won't be able to do back row Napada Intercept if you... because you can search two of them with Split Pegasus, so I guess you just don't play the card anymore then. Alright, so this is like... oh my god. All the nerfs and unnerfs? Is that what this is? Jesus Christ, they are doing... there's gonna be so many buffs to Royals, Kagero, Novas, Bermuda, Granblue, Shadow Paladin, Pale Moon, Dark Regulars, Gold Paladin, Aqua Force, Bank Colony, Great Nature, Neo Nectar, Narukami, Dimension Police, and Link Joker. So I guess let's see. The first one is Wingo Brave. When this unit boosts a blaster and the attack hits, put it to soul, search deck for blaster. So they removed the CB for Wingo Brave, I think? I think they removed the CB? Alfred Holy Saver. Oh. Okay, so they are changing the GB3. So the only change to Alfred Holy Saver is the GB3 that said all of your Blaster Blade rearguards give plus 5k. Will give plus 10k instead. Liu basically says when you call him, you choose a Blaster Blade grade 2 from your drop and put it to the bottom of the deck. And if you did, for that turn, he gets plus 5k power, which he did not get before. So we get huge buffs. Salome gets a buff. Her CB2 to search her Jewel Knight skill now works on a rearguard circle. Ashley gets a buff. Oh, they made it her original skill. So Ashley Reverse, now instead of needing to lock two needing to lock two Jewel Knight rearguards, only needs to lock one now. Raise Gull, which is a starter. I forgot what this card even did. When by your effect one of the other rearguards is placed, if you have 4 or more Jewel Knight rearguards, for that turn this unit gets power plus 3k, and then you can put it to soul to draw 1. That sounds kind of whatever. Miranda gets a buff where now let's see, rearguard circle during your turn, if your Vanguard is an Ashley, she gets plus 2k power, and at the end of the battle she attacked the Vanguard. If Vanguard is an Ashley, for that turn you can give another unit plus 3k, and if all of your the units in your deck are Jewel Knights, and if they're all Jewel Knights, or if your grade 0 is a grade 0 heal, you can look at the top 3 cards of your deck, choose one, add it to your hand, and then you may call that card immediately. That's a pretty cool Miranda buff. Evangeline, the Jewel Knight Stride, says when placed, if you have a Jewel Knight Heart, cast 1, search deck for Jewel Knight and call it. And then, so that's new. On place, cast 1 to call Jewel Knight. And then her normal skill got buffed as well. So she got a new skill plus a buff. Once per turn, if your heart is a Jewel Knight, flip a unit face up. And then for every copy of Evangelion face up in your G zone, all of your Jewel Knights get plus 3k power. And if you have 4 more Jewel Knight rear guards, you can choose an opponent's front or rear guard and retire it. And if you have 2 or more face up Jewel Knights in your G zone, you retire all of your opponent's front row rear guards. Damn, that's actually really nice. Damn, yeah, that's actually really nice. 100% this is a separate video, dude. They actually announced crazy amount of buffs and nerfs. Alright, Dragonic Overlord. The Cross says that they resume the effect of what it was. So when you Legion, search your deck for a card with the same name as your Vanguard and add it to your hand. Yeah. Okay, looks like they just unnerfed the Cross. And Grom has also been unchoice restricted. Alright. They unnerfed the Cross to back to what it used to be. Oh. Medio Kaiser Victor. 11 cards for Nova Grappler. Oh, I already love what I see. The on-hits are gone. The on-hits are gone. Medio Kaiser Victor now says, so when the attack hits a Vanguard, so this is the first Victor Stride. When the attack hits a Vanguard, choose a rear guard and stand it, and if you did, you give that one plus 5k instead of 3k. And then GB3, when he attacks the Vanguard, you choose a rear guard and stand it, if you did, give it plus 5k. Abarail, the grade 2, now says GB1 when placed. If your Vanguard's a grade 3 greater Victor, Combos 1 plus 1, get plus 2k power in the following ability. Once per turn rear guard circle, when your Vanguard... When this unit attacks your opponent's Vanguard, you choose one of your other rear guards and stand it, and if you did, for that turn, that unit gets plus 5k power. The on-hit is gone. Kabutron says at the end of the battle that it boosted, it no longer needs to hit. Combos 1, put it to soul, stand one of your other rear guards and give it plus 2k for the turn. And it cannot be retired by opponent's card effects. And then Medio Kaiser Bustard says once per turn when it attacks instead of needing to hit. And then Combos 1, flip a unit face up, and then you stand as many of your rear guards as the number of face up Medio Kaiser Bustards. And if you stood 2 or more, and if you have exactly 5 rear guards for that battle, this unit gains the following ability. At the end of that battle, Sibi 1, discard 2 to stand this unit, draw 1 and lose 2 drives. The big buffs. The big buffs. White Hank gets 5k instead of 3k as well to his original effect. Mucha Battler Victor. Alright, they changed the second Victor grade 3 as well to say when the stride skill is now when your unit strides for that turn, your Vanguard gets the following ability. Once per turn, when it attacks the Vanguard, Soul Blast 1 to stand one of your what was the keyword again? It wasn't burst, it was rush. Stand one of your rush ability possessing rear guards, as well as one of the rear guards in the same column, and stand both of them. Alright, so stands a whole column. Sazanda loses the once per turn. Sazanda is back to its origins. No once per turn on Sazanda. It is now unlimited. Unlimited power for Sazanda. Maliaki also lost his once per turn. Maliaki also lost his once per turn. GB1, if your Vanguard is a grade 3 or greater Victor, when a other unit stands in the same column as this unit, he gains the following ability. Vanguard rear circle, rush. When your other card stands by an effect, when stood by another card's effect for that turn, this unit and the unit in the same column as this unit get plus 4k. So it's the original card. Yes, it's happening. This is so good. This is so good. Damn. Nova mains rejoice. I am shitting and farting. I feel that, dude. Alright, what else we got in here? The original grade 3 Victor now also says GB2 when he attacks the Vanguard, you stand a rear guard and give it plus 5k, as well as, you give that unit plus 5k. And the strike skill is when he attacks the Vanguard, CB1 to stand a rear guard, and if you did for that turn, that unit gets plus 5k. Ethics Buster Catastrophe. New skill. Vanguards go in place if you have a Bestiality Heart, flip a Juice Zone face up. For that turn, get the following ability. When you drive check a Bestiality that's not a trigger, you can choose one of your rear guards and stand it, and for that turn, for every face up copy of Catastrophe in your G-Zone, that unit gets plus 3k power. And then Jekyll Lord says, I think they removed the on-hit again. Yeah, they removed the on-hit. When placed, if Vanguard is a beast, you can mouse 1 to gain the following ability. Once per turn, when your Vanguard attacks, if you have another beast, you choose one of the other beast rearguards and stand it, and if you did, this unit, oh, sorry, that unit gets plus 3k. Damn, dude. Let's go Nova Grappler. Alright. Now 5 Bermuda cards and 5 Granblue cards. Alright, Kura is now unrestricted. So Soul Blaster to CC2 is back. And then Shyness Raguna Rapra, who said rearguard, now says rearguard circle. When you drive check grade 3, if your Vanguard is a reindeer, instead of Camos 1, Soul Blast 1, to choose a card from your hand and call it to an empty rearguard circle, and for that turn, this unit and that unit get plus 2k power. Then Twinkle Happiness Pacifica gets a skill change. Vanguard circle once per turn when your rearguard is returned to hand. If you have 3 or more, if you have 3 different Pacificas in your hand, she gets a crit for that turn. And in G-Zone, if this card is face up, all of your Pacifica rearguards get intercept and boost, and for that turn, those units gets plus, and during your turn, those units get plus 3k power. Alright. Where's Zubat? Not in the game yet. Alright, Maruka. When bounced to hand, search your deck for a Pacifica added to your hand, and then if you have 3 different Pacificas in your hand, countercharge 1, soul charge 1, and give a unit plus 5k. Mimosa, that's the name of the nurse from Scarlet Violet. She's a starter, and when bounced to hand, you look at the top 10 cards of your deck and find 3 Pacificas from among them and add them to your hand. Wow. Alright, Granblue, Night Storm, instead of on hit now is at the end of the battle that you... Oh, wait, Night Storm is oh shit, it's the original card. Night Storm, instead of needing to hit on rearguard, just says at the end of the attack, if you attack the Vanguard, you CB1 and call a unit that is not himself from your drop. Damn. Night Runner, oh, they removed, he had the CB1 attached to him, so now he just says drops on at the start of main phase if your Vanguard is a 7Cs, mill the top 4 cards of your deck and call this card as a rest, and at the end of the turn retire it. Slash Shade, you get the plus 2k added to his effect. And then Night Zeora gets a... Oh, that's a grade 3 7Cs like ghost guy who rides himself from a drop. But now they added the effect that if you have 2 or more 7Cs face up in G-Zone, you may discard 1. And if you do, you stand this unit, draw 1, and he gets drive -1. Okay, interesting. Not sure if that's added, but okay. And then Nightcrow. Oh, now he's a stride fodder for 7Cs. So he's a stride fodder from hand for 7Cs and from field. Good job, Nightcrow. Alright. Next, we have Shadow Paladin. 6 Shadow Paladin and 4 Pale Moon. Why did they pair these 2 clans? I wonder. There seems to be a pattern here. Alright. So Shinkurea. Who is this? Is this a... Oh, Sinclair. That's the witch. Cool. So her new effect is when placed in Vanguard Circle, if you have 2 hearts, count mouse to 1. Randomly choose a card that has a trigger from your opponent's drop zone and call it to an occupied rearguard circle. And oh, and one of the... And if you call the unit that is not a grade 0 for this effect, it gets power 5000 boost, and it's a grade 0 with no effects. And of course, it does not activate its on-place effects. Okay, so that's it. I don't know how good that is. Fianna gets a buff. So the original Fianna, she got a buff saying when she attacks the Vanguard, if you have another rearguard in the middle column, she gets plus 3k. Okay, so she can hit for 23, I guess, now. Then Diadori's CB2 effect became CB1, so that makes basically a 5k Panyarara thing. Dana also went from CB2 to CB1. Claudus went from CB2 to CB1, so that's the Blessed Dark Revenger Searcher, Claudus. And then Raging Grap Dragon now says, at the end of the battle, can almost +1/+1, and discard a grade 3 Abyss Dragon, and retire 2 of your rearguards to stride it from G-Zone. What changed? Oh, so instead of discarding 2 cards, Raging Wrath now, instead of needing to discard 2 cards, including a grade 3 Abyss Dragon, they just made it 1 instead. Okay. Alright then, Pale Moon. Nightmare Doll Leslie now says... Leslie is not once per turn. Ton ton ton. When your Nightmare Doll Alice rearguard goes to soul, you may stand this unit. Is now no longer once per turn. Leslie jump scare. Nightmare Doll Ginny. When placed, put this to soul. Choose an Alice from your soul, call it, and for that turn, give that unit +5k. Oh no. They unnerfed Marichka. We already knew about this, and Anna. Marichka and Anna are both unnerfed. They are both unnerfed. Silverthorns are back to full glory. Alright, next we have 3 Dark Regulars and 7 Gold Paladins. Hell's Trick now says, in hand, when your Vanguard would be hit, if you would lose when you would not guard, this counts as a 15k shield card. And when placed on rear from hand, if your Vanguards are grade 3 or greater, if you have 0 cards in hand... Oh! Oh, so the Amon heal that you make... Oh, that's so cool! So the Amon heal that you make from all the Amon cards now actually works as a heal guard. It's just a heal guard. That's so cool. That's actually really nice. Alright, Barmaid Grace got support. A boof. Vanguard Reager Circle for each of your soul, get +1k power, and then you may put this card to the soul. If you did, choose a grade 3 Amon from your soul and add it to your hand. Okay. Agares got a buff. When placed or at the start of your ride phase, you can choose 2 of your Amons, and for that turn, put one of them to your soul. Oh no, sorry. And then for each card in your soul, those units get +1k, sorry. If you have 15 or more soul, then randomly choose 3 cards from your drop zone and put them back to your deck. And then when your Amon unit strides, you can soul charge the same amount as you have soul. Holy hell. That's some big Amon boofs. Alright, Gurgwit. Gurgwit time. Huh? They removed the CB1 from his... They removed the CB1 from his cost. Once per turn, G Persona Blast, discard 1. And then get a skill, unite it on attack, look at top 7, call 1. And for every face-up Gurgwit and G-Zone, all units get +2k. They removed the CB1 from the Gurgwit stride that's like on attack top 7. Horusa says... Oh, they removed Horusa's once per turn. Alright. Another Gurgwit buff. Oh, the grade 3 Gurgwit that gives intercept got an even bigger buff. This Gurgwit now says, oh my god, instead of giving all of your Unite ability units intercept, all of your rear guards get intercept during your opponent's turn as long as you're in Unite. All of your rear guards get intercept. Damn. That's huge. That's so huge. Still needs Unite though. That pushes Gurg to tier 1 unironically. Damn. Gurg tier 1, I guess. This probably is like the most impactful change. That's probably the most impactful change. Alright, then Wingle Liberator. Is this Wingle? No, it's not Liberator. Wait, is it? Is Wingle Liberator the starter? It is, right. So it says when it boosts a Liberator and the attack hits a Vanguard, you can put it to Soul. Search your deck for Blaster Blade Liberator and add it to your hand. Oh, they removed the CB1. They removed the CB1 from Wingle Liberator, I guess. And then we have Easgull Liberator. Rear in hand. You can bind this card. You can choose one of your units or one of your locked cards. Unlock that card, and for that turn, those that unit gets power plus 2k. Okay. And if you Vanguard the Liberator, when you G-unit with oh, you can pay your G-unit stride cost by putting this unit to the bottom of your deck instead. And in hand it gets grade 3 as a stride cost. Garmor XL now says GB1 at the end of your turn. You can choose up to 2 of your Liberator rear guards and put them to the bottom of your deck. And if you put 1 or more, draw 1. And when your G-unit strides, you can almost 1 to look at top 3 and call 2 Liberators. Garmor buff. Okay. Cool. So it's like you can return up to 2, and if you returned 1 or more, you get the draw. That's the big change. Oh, and the previous skill said only when you strode a Garmor would he let you do the search. Now it's when you stride anything, any G unit. That's pretty cool. And finally, Gurgwint Helios says, unite on attack G Persona Blast, draw 1. For that battle, get drive plus 1. And then if you have 3 or more face-up Gurgwints in your G zone, you choose one of your grade 1 or greater rear guards and put it to the bottom of the deck. And if you did, he gets a crit as well. So this is the guard restrict Gurgwit Stride. Oh. Damn. This is my favorite part of Zero. This is not the first time they've done this mass buffing. I really like when they do this. Alright, and then finally we have 1 Aqua Force, 1 Mega Colony, 2 Great Natures, 1 Neo Nectar, 1 Narukami, 1 Dimension Please, and 1 Link Joker. And I saw what the Link Joker card is, so I'm really excited to see what they did with it. Valios is the Aqua Force card. Looks like, he says, beginning of right phase, count cost 1, and choose a blue whatever from your hand and call it. For that turn, the unit is supposed to K, and if you did, draw 1. And then when you stride a blue whatever G unit, for that turn, your opponent's Vanguard is locked to 11k power, and the power could not be increased outside of damage, shield, and guarding. What changed? It's wave, right? I think so. Oh, they removed the Soul Blast from the stride cost? Is that what it is? Was it Soul Blast for the stride cost? Oh, I guess they removed that. Alright. I guess that helps. Alright. Machining Despot. Now says it's a stride. Vanguard go once per turn if you have a Machining Heart, count almost 1. And discard a flip a Machining G unit face up. And if you do, you stand your units equal to the amount of face up machinings in your G zone. And if you, for each stood unit, you choose 2 of your opponent's arrested rear guards and paralyze them. And if you stood 3 or more, you paralyze the opponent's Vanguard. Nice. That is cool. I like that. I like that. Oh, Great Nature Crayon Tiger says GB1 once per turn when it attacks the Vanguard. If it's being boosted, count must 1. Choose one of your other rear guards and stand it and give that unit plus 4k for the turn. At the end of the turn, draw 1 and retire that unit. So, what was... Because Crayon Tiger was really bad before, so now they just made it the original... They just made it the original effect, right? I'm not bugging. It was once per turn before. Crayon could target Crayon now. Yeah, it's like choose one of your other rear guards and stand it. It never gave power and it couldn't target Crayon. Yeah, the power was definitely there. Oh, sorry, yeah, it's actually... Yeah, right, okay. Okay. So it can actually target another Crayon now. Nice. Cool. And then Tuskmaster got a buff. It doesn't have to hit the Vanguard anymore. So now it says GB1 once per turn, Vanguard rearguard circle. When it attacks the Vanguard, CB1, choose one of your rearguards and stand it. And for that turn, give it plus 4k power. At the end of the turn, retire it. That's a pretty big Great Nature buff too. Alright, Neo Nectar Noel got the buff. Ooh, GB2 once per turn. If your Vanguard is in Ranunculus, discard 1. And for that turn, this unit can attack from the back row for the turn. And yeah, the other one is the old skill. So, oh, so before before Noelle could only attack the Vanguard. Before she could only attack the Vanguard from the back row. So now she can attack anything. Alright, Narukami. Rising Phoenix, unrestricted. If that matters. X-Lead. X-Lead buff for Dimension Police. Oh, I like this. Okay, so X-Lead now says, before it needed to hit the Vanguard, now X-Lead is the GR, the one of GR for freaking DP. So he says, once per turn, when his attack hits anything, if his power is 35k or greater, draw 1, and if his power is 40k or greater, you stand a rear guard. And then Vanguard Circle once per turn, you flip a unit face up and choose any number of your rear guards and rest them. For every rear guard rested, choose one of your rear guards, and for that turn, that unit's power and this unit's power gets plus 4k. Okay, so that's just what the original was like. Cool. I'm happy about that. And then this one I'm pretty happy about. Lady Fencer. We have a big buff because Lady Fencer now needs to just attack. No longer has to attack the Vanguard. So her new skill is when placed or when unlocked, if Vanguard is a Messiah, you get plus 2k for the turn. And on attack to anything GB1, if your Vanguard is a Messiah, Calmas 1, Soul Charge 1, get plus 5k, at the end of the battle, lock her. Attack anything Messiahs. I'm excited, I will craft my missing Messiah GRs. So that is it, dude. Took me 30 minutes to go through all the freaking buffs and nerfs. That is so much. Zero got so much. That is crazy. That is actually crazy how much they added. Absolutely incredible. Oh god, they also are making it possible to trade for all of these freaking cards from the clan events. There's so many of them they failed to load. I wonder what is the trading specifics. Does this really mean they're not adding more clan events? Are you for real, bro? I hope not. No nerfs? We went through the nerfs at the start. Okay, so they added all of these. Okay, so if you want to trade for GRs with V coupons, they will cost you 1,000 V coupons for 1 GR, but the first trade will be 500 instead. And if you want to trade for triple rares, they will cost 100 V coupons. The first trade will be 50 instead. I guess that's why they changed the if you don't know, the VP rewards in Zero are changing starting next month. And they are giving out a lot of V coupons and generic packs instead. This feels like end of service vibes a little bit, because they made the V coupons good finally, and yeah, just in general. But yeah, so like you can see here they changed like oh, this is the quests, never mind. But even the quests next month give out like select packs and so many V coupons as well. For logging in for 30 days you get like 500, and then for doing all the character fights you get another several hundred, or a couple hundred I guess, and then 10 packs of every single G set. It's pretty impressive. So, and then yeah, the VP rewards, if you don't know yet, they're removing all the My Room stuff and the PG medals and like all like the crafting stuff. Now it's just like you get 10 V coupons for the first 50k for every 10k, and then one select pack for the next like 70, 100, 150, 200, 250, and then 250 is 10 V coupons again. So they just like alternate with select packs and V coupons, and then when you reach a million you get 10 select packs. And select packs is just like the select packs is you can just choose whatever pack you want to exchange them for. So G selection decks are also coming out, where you can basically get a lot of these end game super good decks as well. If you're missing any old GRs, this will be your chance to pick these up as well. This sounds like end of service behavior a tiny bit. These are also like 2,800 gems. They are paid ones, but like pretty good price for what it is. Before it was like 7,000 gems or something, so And these like GR exchange material slash GR exchange ticket things are like 1,000 gems each. So like they're also really cheap. So it's like, there's definitely some interesting vibes coming out here, for sure. So I'm curious to see how things are gonna go. But yeah, and then of course they're doing the little summer sets. You can get Ange GR with the swimsuit for 1,850 gems. You can get the Tirua set for the same amount, up to 4 times per account. The Prism Kaname, and then the Alk, Shizuku, and Garnet, and Reindeer are all GRs that you can get for 1,850 gems, up to 4 times per account. And then you have, for 1,000 gems, you can get all the other, like the triple and double rares in their like SP arts and the swimsuit rare. Everyone's favorite. Damn, so much swimsuit, it nearly crashed my freaking Zero. Damn. And then they're also doing the same thing also for the previous wave, I guess. So there's the Pacifica set, Lapria set, 2 different Pacifica sets, Jesus Christ, and the triple rare set as well. Please merge with Global so JP can get playmats. Honestly, would be very nice if they did. And all the wedding stuff comes back too. I guess technically, like, the wedding is... I think this GR is like the coral GR that's played all the time. Like the good one. You can get Legs SP for 2,000 gems as well, including all the other set 1 lyrical SPs. Pretty interesting. So yeah, big news for Zero. Really, really big news. This is crazy. They actually unnerfed all the Nova stuff. Like, that's the craziest part for me, honestly. Like, they actually unnerfed Novas, like, completely.